A 12-month subscription to Nintendo Switch Online could be yours. Subscribe and enter using the link in the description below. Good luck! Welcome to my personal top 10 first-party Nintendo Switch games that should be part of every Nintendo Switch owner's library by now. But if you've just acquired a Nintendo Switch, then certainly take a look at this list to see what you need to buy. This is my personal top 10, and it was much harder to make than I thought. I am certain that many will substitute out some of the entries, so let me know what you think about it in that comment section. So, let's crack on with it! At number 10, Splatoon 2. Slightly long in the tooth now, Splatoon 2 is a fun third-person paintball bonanza, offering a 4 vs 4 multiplayer bedlam. There is a single-player element with a fun DLC mode tacked on, but the meat and potatoes of this game is via its online play. It is still popular today, with lobbies filling up quickly. If you like seeing what you're seeing on screen now, then chances are you'll absolutely love it. Splatoon 2 launched in 2017, so it has been out for some time now, and with Splatoon 3 due in 2022, it might be worth picking up this sooner rather than later, just to get some practice in for when that sequel launches. Number 9, Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. The pinnacle of fighting games, Nintendo's All-Star Fighter is the amalgamation of love, blood, sweat, and tears. A truly dedicated brawler that honours not only stars from the Nintendoverse, but from almost every mascot in gaming. It is welcoming for newcomers, and yet has also a class of its own for hardy veterans and those willing to push the envelope in competitive fighting scene. There is plenty to do, with numerous single-player, local multiplayer, and online modes to sink hundreds of hours into. Super Smash Bros. Ultimate is certainly worthy of its name. At number 8, Luigi's Mansion 3. Luigi's Mansion 3 delivers up to its expectations and builds on the first 2 entries in the series. It has the right level of challenge, varied locales, brilliant animation, and comedy. The downfalls are that the base game is relatively short and the free multiplayer can get boring after a while. Nonetheless, this looks superb, right down to the charming characterization of Luigi's face or the stunning environments. It is well worth a buy. At number 7, Super Mario 3D All-Stars. This one might be a little bit more difficult to pick up as the years go by, but certainly grab a copy if you can. Packing together 3 of Mario's most iconic adventures into one package offers dozens of hours of gameplay. From the revolutionary Super Mario 64 to the cult classic Super Mario Sunshine and the waggle-tastic Super Mario Galaxy, there are 3 of some of the best 3D sandbox adventure games of all time. This package was released as a limited time anniversary product for Mario's 35th birthday, hence why it might be harder to find now. But with over 10 million copies sold, it should be easy enough to find on the reseller markets, at least for the time being. At number 6, Metroid Dread. It took a while, but the long-awaited sequel to Metroid Fusion landed on the Nintendo Switch in 2021, and took quite a lot of critical praise all around. Developed by Mercury Steam, who had previously cut their teeth on the Castlevania series before remaking Metroid 2 on 3DS, Metroid Dread is a continuation of the mainline Metroid timeline. It is a classic 2D Metroidvania that feels quite accessible to newcomers, with a more friendly map design and intuitive linearity to it. At the same time, it is packed full of secrets and alternative paths for those who want to sequence break. The story is also of note, pushing the narrative forward in fantastic fashion. If you've been waiting for a Metroid game, then this will help tide you over until that Metroid Prime 4 eventually releases. At number 5, Fire Emblem 3 Houses. The Fire Emblem series has gone from stride to stride since the release of Fire Emblem Awakening on Nintendo 3DS. The revival of the series has been such a huge turnaround, so much so that Nintendo themselves strongly hold it in high regard. Fire Emblem 3 Houses continues that success greatly with 3 differing paths, each containing a unique twist on a stereotypical story. 3 Houses changes the formula greatly by introducing a free roaming section by exploring the base site known as Garreg-Mach Monastery, where the story mainly revolves around. This additional divergence is what sets 3 Houses apart from previous Fire Emblem titles, by adding in tasks such as fishing, gardening, cooking, and fetch quests to help bolster relationships with characters. Though these tasks aren't brand new to the series, the execution of them in 3 Houses brings a new, fresh approach that fans have adored. At number 4, Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. It is timeless. The Mario Kart series is probably the most appealing and accessible video game known on this planet. It is colourful, charming, and most importantly fun. Mario Kart 8 Deluxe specifically wins the crown, as it ticks all of these attributes and more. No Nintendo Switch collection is complete unless they own a copy of this gem of a racer, and it fully deserves the eclectic praise it has received over the years. At number 3, Super Mario Maker 2. Super Mario Maker 2 allows players to craft and create their own 2D Mario levels from a set of design tools. The intuitive design allows for easy creation, but if you are feeling that creative block, then there are 100 levels to play through from Nintendo themselves. Or, alternatively, you can download all the other creations from Nintendo fans, of which there are loads. Explore the numerous themes and get creative with Mario. Number 2, Donkey Kong Tropical Freeze. I grew up playing the original Donkey Kong Country on SNES, and don't get me wrong, I wasn't any good at it back then. I actually had to wait until the Wii Virtual Console releases to actually stand a chance of completing them. That is why when Retro Studios launched Donkey Kong Country Returns and Donkey Kong Country Tropical Freeze, I was incredibly excited. Donkey Kong Tropical Freeze is quite simply one of Nintendo's finest ever 2D side-scrolling adventure games. It is colourful, challenging, and quite literally perfect in almost every way. If you have an affinity for Donkey Kong platformers, then you need to play Donkey Kong Tropical Freeze. And at number 1, The Legend of Zelda, Breath of the Wild. Could number 1 have been anything else? Well, yes, really. I mean, there are so many decent games on Nintendo Switch, I can imagine it would be. But at the point of Nintendo Switch's release, every gamer in the world was talking about Breath of the Wild, and for good reason. This masterpiece took the tried and tested formula of the Zelda franchise and completely shook it up by taking inspiration from the open world genre. This is like no other Zelda experience before it. The linear approach to tackling dungeons and weapons upgrades is now gone. Instead, a free-range Link is available to traverse the humongous world littered with tasks, shrines, and secrets. Combat has been completely reworked, encouraging players to attempt creative ways to defeat enemies, and there is a whole new hunter-gatherer side to Link, which involves finding new weapons and collecting ingredients to cook food. The mechanics within Breath of the Wild and small intricacies that Nintendo were working on for years have absolutely paid off, as this is not only the best game on Nintendo Switch, but probably the best game Nintendo has ever developed. ...2022 and beyond looks unbelievable for the Switch, with sequels to some of the games on this list and others that are just purely hotly anticipated from the big N. But in the 5 years that the Switch has been on the market, there have been some absolutely incredible titles that haven't even made this list. This is just my personal top 10. But what would you do differently? Have I missed one of your favourites? Be sure to let me know in the comments, and remember the competition for the free 12-month Nintendo Switch Online. For now though, that's everything. See you on the next video.